is this? Was it? You look struck, lad. First time seeing a sea monster. I guessed as much. Care for a pint? Usually helps. The fact that you haven't spilt your lunch all over deck yet means you'll fit right in. Soon enough. We all take a bit to get used to it all. The waves, the shouting, the blood. I wasn't born with a lance in my hand, you know. Oh? And just what do the history books say? Huh. Never knew I was that famous. Well, what else does it say? No, that one I'm not so sure about. I mean, it was so long ago I can barely remember it myself. I don't know all the details. Tell it to you. What, am I a bard? Fine. Settle down now. Not so seasick now, are you? Clever. Well, here goes. Well, saying the beast was big would be a great disservice to its sheer size. The thing was as wide as 2 royal palaces and just as tall. It had teeth as sharp as swords, as big as my head and hundreds of them. Despite its mass, it was swift, made up of only muscle, so coming close to it carelessly would mean certain death. Yeah, I'm getting to that. At first, we let the cannons do their job, but I moved too quick for them and soon we were out of shots. Yes, that's where I come in. I climbed the mast with the spear on my back and prayed to everything above. But all I needed... I'm getting there. Shut up. Now, when I got up there, I looked down to see this massive creature circling the ship beneath the water. I knew I had to hit somewhere soft, an eye or the mouth, and so I turned towards Crazy Joe, who'd been watching the whole thing, and asked, "Are you up for a game?" Yep, of course he said yes, it's Crazy Joe. He'll agree to anything as long as you promise him a pint. So I told him, "Jump when I say," and steadied myself, because I'm no Crazy Joe and this wasn't something easy to do. Oh, I was deathly afraid. But I was the crew's last hope. I would not disappoint them. Of that I was sure. So I told him to jump towards the water. And just as he did, the beast's great open jaws rose from under the water right below Crazy Joe. Oh, it was a sight. A lesser pirate would have stayed glued to the floor. But not me. I took aim, pulled my arm back, waited just a moment more. Ow! Okay, no need for such violence. I waited a moment more, and finally sent my lance flying towards its eye, and it, unsurprisingly, made contact. Okay, that's not the whole thing. Crazy Joe had a bomb and dropped the thing inside the monster's mouth and probably scorched its insides. We'll never know, because the thing sank to the bottom of the ocean right after. Oh yeah, they're usually that big. At least the ones that attack ships. The smaller ones are usually herbivores. What's that face for? Don't tell me I scared you again. We dealt with it, didn't we? Then we'll deal with it again. Especially with the extra help. I meant you. Don't be modest. A pirate's life is all about bragging to anyone that will hear it. Well, anyone but the authorities. I see great things in your future. Nope, no prophecies here. Just the feeling in the gut. That feeling at the bottom of your stomach. And the first tip I'll give you is this. Out at sea, the only things you can trust are the stars in your gut. Yeah, you heard me. Stars in your gut. Nothing else to it. Well, I don't remember ever being wrong. No, that's what I meant with the bragging comment. This is encouraged. My boundless knowledge, huh? Well, you're still a bit green, but I guess it's as good as the time as any to start learning. Let's start with the lance. You must know how to hold it properly, no matter what your role on the ship ends up being. The captain will decide that. I can only give advice on those matters. This should be the lightest one. Catch. Good for beginners. Hold it tightly, but not too much. I mean, hold it. Don't grip it. Having a stiff grip on a lance can cause many accidents and will narrow your movement in battle. So hold it. Don't grip it. Where you grip it is something you need to figure out according to your balance. Your hands can't be too close nor too far apart. Hey, let me show you. Like this. Put your hand here. No, not so tight. Here. Good. That feel good? Alright now, there's two ways to use a lance. Use it like a sword, or like a giant arrow. To do the first, you need to keep this grip I taught you and move your arms as you need to. Now, look at your feet. Keep your feet apart to stay balanced and ready to move. And don't be afraid to take one hand off the shaft if you need to. To use it as an arrow, you need to breathe deep. Feel your belly. You need to breathe deep, aim and send it. Remember to use your whole body to carry the momentum through. It'll fly farther that way. You can never throw too hard. When dealing with beasts or humans, there's no such thing as too much momentum. The worst thing that can happen, which will happen a lot in the beginning, is it taking you off your feet. Happens to everyone at the start. It's all on your feet. Focus. Let me show you. You gotta level your hips with the ground. Keep your knees unlocked so the momentum runs through you. And widen your stance a bit. Perfect. Now, always remember, sea base tide is always thick, so you really gotta put your back into it. Why do you think I have all this muscle? Not the whole reason, no. I also like how green beans like you gawk when I roll my sleeves up. Oh, you're just so cute. Don't go showing that face to anyone else, sugar. Well, because one, pirates don't blush, so you'll never hear the end of it. And two, well, I'd like to be the only one who gets to see it. See that? They'll cook you alive for that. Not me, though. Because that would make me a hypocrite. Anyway, the newbies stations have been assigned tomorrow. You best pray you'll end up in mine. Ha! Later, Greenie.